Drink Cinema! Cheers. Welcome to another episode of Two Drink Cinema. We are 2 out of 3 brothers reviewing iconic movies, 2 drinks at a time. Hello, Brett.
Hello, Lee.
How are you?
Buongiorno. I am Moto Bene.
Buongiorno. I was going to say I'll do an impression of you, but people say we sound the same already.
That's fine. But just say something funny.
Thanks, Lee. See, you laughed.
Pracy.
The talented Mr. Ripley has one talent. Maybe playing the piano.
And being a fucking menace.
Ooh, a menace. Just like Dennis the Menace, except with more murder.
Sure.
Okay. We are reviewing the prequel to Saltburn, The Talented Mr. Ripley, this week. Would you like to give us a drink?
Sure. Here's one I prepared earlier.
Good.
It's called, I'm calling it a Tom Ripley, right?
Yep.
It is. It has a Campari.
Yeah.
And a Prosecco.
Yep.
And the limoncello. And the gin.
Okay.
Because they're all Italian.
That's not gin. London dry gin.
But then I didn't buy Italian gin.
They do have gin martinis. When they make martinis,
There you go. That's I knew that.
Yeah. Let's go.
This could be interesting. Could be good. Could be bad. New limoncello on the menu.
Speaking of bad Italian accents, right? Mario Brothers.
They're getting a sequel.
There's a guy I follow on Instagram.
Yeah.
Named Seth, who plays the drums. So his handle is Seth Drums. And people send in like 2 songs and he has to like combine them.
Okay.
So this one was Song 2 by Blur. Mm-hmm. But every time they say woohoo,
you have to go, woohoo!
It's Mario.
Oh, that's very good.
So he's playing the drums and he goes, woohoo!
Anyway.
It's great. Cheers.
Cheers. Ooh.
Not a fan of Prosecco.
I don't like Campari.
Oh, yeah,
oh, that's bad.
Campari is bitter.
That is bad, and that's actually bad. Oh, no. What have I done here?
Do you want to go and get some lemonade?
It almost tastes like beer. It's the gin. I don't like gin. You know what? I fucked myself over. I don't like gin or Campari.
And I don't like Prosecco.
Like, I could have just done fucking...
Campari and soda would probably be better than this. Can we add something?
What have we got? Bitters?
Jack Daniels. Add some Malibu. That'll really fuck it up. No, that's all right. Let's just say...
Somebody might like that. If you like a Negroni, you'll like this.
Yeah, okay. Yep, all right. It is what it is.
Yeah, okay, great.
That's
just like this movie, it's not great.
When we do our live events at cocktail bars, we're going to need something like this in there because not everyone has a sweet tooth.
I know. That's why I made it.
I went to my friend's house and his new house and he has a bar. He has a bar fridge and he's made sure that the bar fridge has like something for everyone.
Oh.
So he doesn't drink an IPA, but there's an IPA in there. And he doesn't drink...
That is very good. Like in my house, I don't buy beer.
He doesn't really drink cider, but there's like strong though, kind of middle of the road type cider. And I was like, oh yeah, our fridge at home is full of just randoms left over from this, but they're all either lemon squashes or ciders left over from 2 out of 3 Brothers podcast.
Yeah.
So we're going to need something a bit different, I reckon, if we do our own cocktail
menu. This is different. There you go.
So Campari, Prosecco, limoncello, and gin. You could have put an American thing in there, like a Southern Comfort.
I could have, but I reckon that'd taste worse.
It would taste worse. We've got plenty of Bickford's lemon juice cordial.
Anyway.
All right, let's talk about the movie. I have 3 taglines. How far...
Ripley's Believe It or Not.
That's where it comes from.
No.
I reckon it comes from the novel, not the movie.
No, it comes from another guy named Ripley. No, actually, you remember that bitch that was in space? Nobody could hear her scream.
Oh, Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, she's Ripley. And nobody believed her.
Yeah, but
Because nobody heard her scream.
never made a tap run on itself without any pipes behind it. Like out the front of Ripley's Believe It or Not on the Gold Coast.
Oh, does that happen?
Yeah, that's my only memory of Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Okay, interesting. What are some taglines for this,
Thank you. How far would you go to become someone else?
Was that become someone else or come in someone else?
Ooh.
Was that too blue to start this?
Wrong movie. That's Saltburn.
Let's be honest.
Everybody should have one talent. What's yours? It's just a quote from the movie.
Yeah.
Another quote from the movie. It's better to be a fake somebody than a real nobody.
I like that because that's ultimately what the movie's about. As
Yeah.
much as it's about Matt Damon wanting to fuck Jude Law, it's also about that.
Yeah, that could also... All I knew about the movie before I watched it, because it's been a long time since I have watched it, and is that either Matt Damon or Jude Law are a con man. That's all I had.
I knew that either Jude Law or Matt Damon were named Ripley.
I knew that either Matt Damon was trying to be Jude Law or Jude Law was trying to be Matt Damon.
Right.
But then I also remembered that Ethan Hawke was trying to be Jude Law in Gattaca.
A lot of people are trying to be Jude Law.
Yeah.
I mean...
And a lot of people trying to fuck Jude Law.
Also
fair. No, at no point in this did Jude Law need to give Matt Damon his piss to pass a test, though, as in Gattaca.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah?
Yeah. No, he didn't need to give it. Matt Damon took it freely.
Oh.
And by Matt Damon, I mean Top Ripley, not Matt Damon.
From the bottom of the bath. Oh, no, that's Saltburn.
Oh, no, that's Saltburn, sorry.
I'm not going to do that.
I am. No.
There's one quote.
I mean, I was doing it while I was watching Saltburn, so...
Yeah, yeah. I even texted you and I said, are we going to talk about how much this movie is Saltburn?
Culturally.
There's no maze.
Saltburn. Only the maze of lies. Ooh.
Good one. It's fucking good cast.
I mean, this is great casting because
It's-
they're all relatively
Young.
young
It's
and
not the peak of any of them.
no. They were already known for other things already, except maybe Jude Law. In terms of American stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, like very good cast.
He'd been in Closer.
And Philip Seymour Hoffman.
What year was this?
99?
No, so he hadn't been in Closer.
No.
No, he'd been in Wild, which I assume is a British film about Oscar Wilde. Existenz in 1999. So yeah, he hadn't really been in much. Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil in 1997. Was he in Hot Fuzz?
I'm going to have to watch Hot Fuzz.
Maybe it was the... well, that's a shame.
Well, Kate
Maybe
Blanchett was in Hot Fuzz.
Oh, yeah, she was one of the ones under the mask. No, he'd been in Gattaca. Jude Law, 1997.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I knew there was something.
So, yeah, it's early on in a number of incredible actors' careers. Jude Law, Matt Damon, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Kate Blanchett, all very good.
And already you can see that Kate's the best.
Yeah, her American accent isn't quite...
It's not as good as is now.
Yeah.
But also in Gattaca, was Jude Law American?
I think so.
Because I can't remember him doing an American accent before, and it was kind of off-putting. Not off-putting, as like, no, you sound better British. You look too British.
What I found kind of off-putting is that Jude Law was doing an American accent, and the first line that Gwyneth Paltrow said sounded like she was putting on an English accent.
I think she was trying to do some sort of...
What are you doing?
Catherine Hepburn.
I think she was kind of neutralising her American accent a fair bit.
Because she's trying to sound a bit more posh. So in her mind, posh meant... I think that she had a more English accent in this than she did in Shakespeare in Love.
Quite possibly. I think she was trying to be... an American who'd stayed in Europe for a number of years.
Yep.
And so had lost a bit of her American accent.
I think she...
Instead, it came out with some American words and a couple of English words and one Australian word per sentence.
She's like the guy from fucking Amazing Race. Pick an accent.
Yeah. Or Anne Hathaway in The Witches.
Well, no, she just made that up.
Yeah, but like she picked a whole lot of different European accents and melded them into one character. It is a thrilling story, but it's a story of two halves. The first half, I think, is a very intriguing character study of like, what is this guy doing?
Yeah, Saltburn. Yeah.
And then the second half is when it turns thriller. So it's billed as a thriller.
Yep.
But the second half, it turns thriller of he's killed someone and things are starting to catch up with him. And then we get a very intense suspenseful scene with Philip Seymour Hoffman. We get very intense scenes with Peter and then with Marge. And also like a fair bit of tension with Meredith as well. So the tenseness of the thriller genre really is the second half of the movie more than it is the first.
Yep.
Saltburn.
Saltburn. I think it's a decent build-up.
I think so, and it's built up bit by bit.
Yeah.
So there are a couple of little things that happen. So he goes from acquaintance to friend, then he goes from friend to there's nothing more naked than your handwriting. Then he wants to get in the bath with him. So that is kind of the build-up of the closeness of the friendship, and at the same time it's building up of us as an audience going, what is he doing here? Because he's already told him that he lies, impersonates and forges signatures, which is ballsy for someone who has already decided they're going to steal that person's identity.
Yes, and it was... I'm trying to remember the start.
The start, he
why
plays the
he did
piano.
it.
Yeah, I don't know. He ended up in Italy
for money?
because the dad was like, I'll give you $1,000 to bring my hot son home.
Why did he say yes to do that? He didn't see a picture of Jude Law and go, yep.
He's got a shit life. And
That's true.
Don't shoot me. In the book, the shit life is built up more. There's quite a bit of build up of he's doing shit little jobs here and there. And in the book, he's run cons before.
I think that's so. Talking about the TV series, the one episode I've watched of it.
Yeah.
Apparently the series a bit more true to the book than the show.
Yeah, well, you got 10 hours
movie.
to develop it rather than 2 hours and 15 minutes that probably should have been 2 hours. So I think like him filling in for that guy playing the piano at the party at the start, I think that's actually in the book probably a con. Like he's impersonating a more gifted or more well-renowned piano player rather than his mate going, I've broken my wrist, can you play for me?
Yeah, he's my Princeton jacket.
Yeah. So I think he gets the idea of getting closer to someone from Princeton and someone famous in Dickie Greenleaf. Mm-hmm. And that also is shown in his character that he's a bathroom attendant at the opera, so he's rich adjacent, which allows us as an audience to see him and to understand his longing to be accepted in this rich world. So that's a good bit of characterization. Whether that's from the movie makers or the writer, I don't know.
Yeah.
But...
You know how it's not true to the book?
What?
Cate Blanchett?
Yeah, is in one scene.
Yeah, they just put her in.
Well, she is someone that I think in the book she's someone that he bumps into at the baggage claim.
Yeah,
but Cate Blanchett accepted the role to be in that one scene.
Mm.
And then Manganiello liked her so much that he's like, well, I'll just write some more scenes. Fuck the book.
I'm annoyed that Kate wasn't Gwyneth. But then also I couldn't see Gwyneth doing Kate, and I could see Kate doing Gwyneth acting wise.
Yeah.
But then I just
think,
wanted her to be in it more, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. And I think absolutely Kate is a better actress than Gwyneth. But I think Marge's characterization in the movie is just a bit of pretty nothing.
Yeah.
Not pretty nothing. Pretty nothing.
Well, she develops
her two
as well.
characters. She does develop a bit, but I think she is just this pretty thing that Dickie is in love with.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think Gwyneth is good for that. She is traditionally prettier than Kate.
Yeah.
And I think suits that a little bit better. I think Kate would have done a vaguely posh American accent better than Gwyneth.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, she did 5 years later when she was Catherine Hepburn.
Yeah. So we get the scene of the party where he pretends to be someone from Princeton, and then we get to see him as a bathroom attendant, which shows that he is rich adjacent. And then he gets the gig to go and get back Dickie. I think the scene where he's learning the jazz probably covers a whole section of the book where he does a lot of learning about Dickie.
Yeah.
We learn one thing about Dickie from Dickie's dad, and then that is the one thing that Tom is learning, which is enough because it shows us that Tom is going to obsess over Dickie and he's learning about him.
Yep.
One thing I wasn't so sure of is the point where, and I think this is part of the intrigue and almost part of the thriller part of it, is when he decided to become Dickie Greenleaf. Because he introduces himself to Meredith as Dickie Greenleaf. So was there, like, I wouldn't have minded a scene on the boat where he's like, fuck, I love this luxury. It'd be great to be Dickie Greenleaf.
I think what I was thinking was that when the chauffeur was just like the Greenleaf name opens a lot of doors.
Yeah.
So I think that was it.
But we don't necessarily see Matt Damon really react to that.
No.
There's not a little light bulb going, well, if I was Dickie Greenleaf instead of Tom Ripley, maybe I could have this all the time.
Yeah.
So that, I guess, is part of the intrigue of it, because there's a couple of different points where he could impersonate him. There's a couple of points where he could sign a check as Dickie and get some money, like when he's in Rome or he's in San Remo or when he's in the place and Dickie's not around. He could easily just take money out in Dickie's name. So yeah, that was probably one thing that didn't quite get for me.
Okay.
But when we get to Italy, we see very much the contrast between Dickie and Tom, not only in personality but in colour, as Dickie points out. You're so white.
Yeah.
You're grey.
Doesn't make sense.
Which is unnecessary. But it does give another visual representation of the difference between the two of them.
Yeah.
And Matt Damon is very kind of, I'm not going to say straight up and down, straight-laced.
Yes.
And Dickie is very carefree and relaxed. So carefree, in fact, that he doesn't care that that Tom's been lying to him the whole time when he finds that out in San Remo.
Yeah. He was a bit like the thing with Dickie.
Yeah.
Was just like, oh, that was weird. I didn't like that. Oh, we're still best friends the next day.
Yeah.
And then think, that was weird. Oh, that's fine. Oh, that's weird. Let's go on a boat.
And I think that's a bit of like Dickie, and again, that's what we see from Felix in Saltburn, is that he's very on and off. He doesn't really seem to make deep connections. Even the way he talks about Freddie, he doesn't talk about Freddie like a best friend. He talks about Freddie that he is in a number of social circles with and spends a lot of time with, but we're not even sure if he really likes Freddie.
Well, I didn't.
No, I don't think you're definitely not meant to.
No.
Which, as much as I think he's an incredibly talented actor, there aren't many of Philip Seymour Hoffman's characters that I do like.
Yeah, that's true.
Not even the guy in Boogie Nights.
Really? You don't like him?
No. I like Mark Wahlberg much better. Or Heather Graham. Roller Girl.
Roller Girl.
She's great.
Interesting, yeah.
I don't like him.
I think that's true,
Most of
actually.
his
I can't
characters.
actually think of a character
Truman,
in the Hunger Games.
Hunger Games, even when he, spoiler, is good.
I don't know. I
the
don't
third
like
one-
his voice.
I think he was Varley, Rip, an incredibly talented actor.
Yeah.
But I just think he played characters that are on the border of likability.
Yep.
Either unlikable, like Freddy, or on the border of likability, like others.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, that the two halves, the intrigue of the first half, like what is he doing, and then the thrill of the second half, both of those do build up quite well
Yep.
in terms of tension. We get a lot of his cleverness, though. Like, he's very quick in the second half of the movie when things are closing in on him. He's very quick, like
Like at
when,
the opera.
Yeah, at the opera, or when he's got Marge on the back of the scooter, but he sees the police car, so he pulls up somewhere else and says, I shouldn't be seen. Like,
Yeah.
the police don't want to see me with a black eye
Yes.
because that will incriminate Dickie.
Yeah.
So it's still about, and he knows how to play on Marge's love for Dickie
Yeah.
and does that very well. And his move on Dickie in the bath, I think, is his attempt, as gay as he might be, I think it's his attempt at seeing how far he can prey on Dickie's vanity.
Yeah.
Dickie is complimented. How far will Dickie go if he realizes someone thinks he's hot and wants to be in love with him?
Yep.
Will he go further? He doesn't. He just shows him everything and then whips him with the towel.
Yep.
Apparently, there's like a lot of homoerotic undertones in all of this author's writings.
Who wrote it?
All of the Ripley novels have it. And Patricia Highsmith in
Right.
the 50s.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
a bit
Yeah.
risque to put a bit of homo in there.
That's why they didn't make a movie about it till 40 years later.
Well, they tried earlier. You're going to talk about that later?
Probably not.
Oh, okay. Maybe I will. There's 5 novels
Right.
about Ripley. There is The Talented Mr. Ripley with the first one, and then there is 4 more novels.
Well, there you go, Andrew Scott. You might get some more series.
Yeah. The Ripleyad, they're known as.
Right.
First one was 1955, but then the second one wasn't until 1970.
Okay.
Ripley Underground in 1970, Ripley's Game in 1974, The Boy Who Followed Ripley 1980, and Ripley Underwater 1991.
He dies.
Oh, drowns.
I assume. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Didn't even know it was a book. I haven't seen it because it's just a book.
Yeah. Yeah, so I didn't quite nail down the point where he decided he was going to be Dickie, but there is a good combination of tension and intrigue throughout because of the things getting closer and closer. We know he's going to have to kill Freddy, so that scene is tense.
Yep.
But then Freddy leaves, and we're like, oh, maybe he's not going to kill Freddy. But then he does kill Freddy. And I think it's a great shot of the bloodied sculpture because that is how Dickie died. When he hits
Yes.
Freddy with the sculpture and then drops the sculpture,
Yeah.
that look is essentially how Jude Law looked when he died.
True.
Well done. Mangella? That's not his name.
Mingella.
Mingella, thank you. Minge. The old Minge.
The old Minge, English patient.
Oh, I really thought he was going to kill Marge.
Fuck, I wanted him to. Only because it was Gwyneth.
And because it was Glenn. If it was Kate, Kate can go.
Kate has the best or worst timing in this movie, depending on how you look at it. Like, she always either would rock up when he's not with any of them,
Yep.
Or he's like on the boat with his boyfriend. Let's be honest.
Yeah. They were going to root if he didn't strangle him to death with his own
Yeah.
bathrobe.
And then she's there. I'm like, oh, so now he has to change his plans.
Yeah, now he has to kill another person.
Oh.
I full thought Kate Blanchett was going to end up in those propellers of the boat.
100% is what I wanted to happen because it would have made for a better story. But then I think it's a somewhat of a more happier ending.
For everybody else.
Because then for Tom. If he kills, but then the parents saw him.
The parents saw him as Dickie.
Yeah, so then I think if then he kills Kate Blanchett, he can just go back to his cabin and screw
And
whatever
beat
his name
Peter.
is. And then just when they get to wherever they're going,
Be Tom Ripley.
just new life.
He still can be Tom Ripley, though.
That's true.
Because Tom Ripley is on the boat, and according to Kate Blanchett's family,
Yeah.
Dickie Greenleaf is on the boat.
And the only people that think he's Dickie Greenleaf
Are them.
are them. Everybody
Because
else is dead.
Everybody else thinks Dickie Greenleaf's killed himself.
Yeah.
But Kate Blanchett's family is going to get to wherever they end up
Yeah.
and go,
No, we saw him on the boat.
yeah.
He was with a guy.
Yeah, he was with that probably gay guy. Yeah.
Anyway.
Gwyneth knows. Gwyneth knows.
Oh,
he's gay.
Gwyneth's like, you should meet Peter. What was his name?
Tom.
Tom.
Peter.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peter.
You should meet Peter. That's like 50s version of, I have a gay friend. You should meet. You'd love each other. Yeah.
Is Marge a hag?
Marge might be a hag.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I don't really have too much more to say about the story. I like it all built up very well, bit by bit. Marge, like early on, they were a bit like, what is he doing and why is he hanging around?
Yeah.
But nothing really made Gwyneth sus until the opera.
Yeah.
And then we could feel Gwyneth start
The
to
rings.
Well, no, when she saw Tom at the opera without his glasses,
Clark Kent
saying
style.
he was there with Dickie,
Yeah.
but Dickie wasn't there, that's when Gwyneth started to get sus. And then she lost it at the rings. That was
I think that was the final straw.
Yeah, that was the big turning point. So that, yeah, and we kind of feel Marge putting those bits and pieces together as her interest builds. We get also the added thing of the book detective from Seinfeld.
Mr. Bookman, yeah.
Yep. Going thing. The one other thing that didn't quite sit for me is he never used his voice impersonation skills.
Yeah, there was that bit on the phone where I thought he was going to answer as not him or whatever it was when he was calling his own hotel as Dickie, but it was Tom.
But that was just to leave a paper trail, but he didn't use his voice thing.
Yeah. He used it once to freak Jude Law out.
Yeah. Which Gwyneth also didn't understand.
I then thought he was going to use it to... You know when Gwyneth then got to the thing and it's like, Dickie, I know you're in there. I thought he was then going to be like, yeah, but don't come in.
That would have been a time to use it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Fuck off, bitch.
Yeah. I fucking hate you. We are actually broken up.
Yeah.
Don't ever talk to me again. I hate myself. Which would have then lent into the suicide.
Yep.
If he had said something hinting at how dark his life was to Gwyneth as Dickie,
Yeah.
then Gwyneth might have been more on board with the suicide thing and not thinking it was Tom.
Yeah.
Next time, Tom,
Next time, Tom.
do it better. Matt Damon does it really well. And Tom Ripley is just charming enough early on to ingratiate himself, but not to seem fake, but also to keep himself below Jude Law.
Yeah.
Because Dickie Greenleaf wouldn't have been able to handle someone coming in and being at his same level.
No.
And so he keeps himself below that. But it is interesting that at the start, he's just like, yeah, I lie and I fake signatures and I impersonate people. and I'm going to impersonate you and kill you on a boat.
Yeah. He wasn't always planning on killing him on that boat, though.
No, that was accidental.
Not planned, we'll say. I don't know. It wasn't accidental. You don't accidentally beat someone in the head with an oar 8 times.
Well, okay,
you know what I mean?
first
It wasn't
time.
intent. That wasn't the intent of going out on the boat.
Once he hit him that first time, it was like, well, now I'm fucked. I got to kill him.
Yeah. Because that oar did some damage.
Yeah, there was a lot of blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then his eye was hanging out.
Yeah, it was a bit.
Don't
El
remember that
Driver
in
from
Saltburn.
Kill Bill. No, well, there was poison in Saltburn.
There was blood, but in a much different way.
Yeah. And ended up on their face the same. Oh, dear. You're so white is unnecessary.
Uh-huh.
One piece of dialogue.
Yep.
This is pretty much from Saltburn. The thing with Dickie, it's like the sun shines on you and it's glorious, and then he forgets you and it's very, very cold. Tom Ripley, so I'm learning. Marge Sherwood. When you have his attention, you feel like they're the only person in the world. That's why everybody loves him so much. Like, don't they say exactly that thing about Felix in Saltburn?
To some degree, that's part of Felix's attraction,
Yeah.
charisma, and
But I'm pretty sure the sister says almost that exact same thing about Felix.
Yeah. That's true.
Unfortunately, the main difference between this movie and Saltburn is the lack of Rosamund Pike.
Unfortunately, as well, if I'm doing a segue, the difference between Talented Ripley and Saltburn is Oscar nominations.
Go for it.
The movie was nominated for 5 Oscars.
Yeah, right.
Adapted screenplay, musical score, art direction, costume design, and supporting actor for Jude Law.
He was good.
It
It does look good too.
Yeah.
Cinematography?
No, it was nominated for a BAFTA for cinematography.
Yeah, because it was filmed all on location.
Yeah, so it was nominated for 7, or is that 8? BAFTAs. Supporting actor, he won for a BAFTA because he's British.
Because he's British.
Best film.
Yep.
Director, supporting actress for Kate.
Oh.
Adapted screenplay, cinematography, and music.
Yeah, the music's pretty good.
And then Golden Globes was nominated for Best Picture, Director, Actor, Supporting Actor, and Score.
Did they win? Any
Nope.
GGs?
Nope.
HPFAs? FPAs.
FPAs.
Thank you.
Cultural impact. There's a TV show.
And there's Saltburn.
And there's Saltburn. That's literally all I've got.
Yep. Surely it's been parodied in a show.
It's been parodied in Family Guy.
Yeah.
There is an episode called The Talented Mr. Stewie.
I think I remember this one.
And Will and Grace. I remembered this as soon as I saw it. Grace has a boyfriend at one stage that's just like a softy no one. What's his name?
Will.
It's not important. Yeah. And Karen calls him the talented Mr. Wimpley. Bit of a stretch, maybe.
It has been at least 3 weeks since you've mentioned Will and Grace, though,
There you
so
go.
I'll allow it.
Yeah. So apparently Leo DiCaprio declined Tom Ripley, and Minghella wanted Tom Cruise to be Tom Ripley, but also considered Christian Bale and Edward Norton.
Yeah, okay.
I think Leo makes sense. I mean, it's 1999. Everybody wants Leo to do anything.
I reckon too
Right.
big.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think Damon's good. I think the only other option I would have thought could have come close would be Christian Bale.
Yep. I think Tom Cruise also too
would
big,
have
but
been
also
very-
too small.
Very, very early Christian Bale. That's pre-American Psycho Christian Bale.
Yeah, I think so. American Psycho was 2000.
Yeah.
So, yeah, his first movie was 1987, Empire of the Sun, but he was a kid. He was in Little Women in 1994, but not in a large role. He was
No, he
in
was that guy, wasn't he, that lived next door?
He was in The Terminator. apparently.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to use. That's it. Done. Got my Christian Bale.
Christian Bale from Little Women.
Christian Bale from The Terminator.
Right. Does he play John Connor?
He was in Mary, Mother of Jesus in 1999.
That sounds terrible.
The poster looks like it was made by AI. He plays Jesus.
Oh, God. No, Jesus. Right.
Mary, Mother of Jesus, is a 1999 American made-for-television biblical drama film that retells the story of Jesus through the eyes of Mary, his mother.
Gee.
It has a 5.5 out of 10 on IMDb. You are joking.
God.
It's the Americans.
Got to stop blaspheming. That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
Impact-wise, we'll say it helped launch Cate Blanchett and Jude Law. We'll just give them that.
Yep. Yeah, it's a contributing factor to the size of their careers.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's it.
I don't have much for awards.
Neither do I. Much shorter episode this week, guys.
The Worst Extra Award, named after Estelle Reiner. No, Andy Millman from Ricky Gervais's Extra.
I have to...
I'm going to nominate Cate Blanchett's aunt.
Okay.
She has a few lines.
Yeah.
She cannot act.
She's someone.
Yeah, I know, but in this, ordinary. When they see her on the boat, she's standing up on the deck and she just does this over-exaggerated, like, oh, come around. Oh,
Yeah,
come
she has this
down.
weird look on her face too.
Yeah, but where I wrote her down before I realised she was going to come up in 3 or 4 more scenes was during the opera, right? Her and her aunt are sitting at the front and Matt Damon and I assume the uncle are sitting at the back.
Yep.
She's just churning the pages of her program without looking at the program
Yeah.
and watching the opera. So that's why I nominated her.
Similarly, before she came a quite pivotal character, I wrote woman that Jude Law picks up on his Vespa, who ends up being that Sylvana woman that got pregnant
who
and
ended
killed
up
herself.
the ones who killed herself. Yeah, because she
I
was pregnant.
also think she wasn't great, but might not technically be an extra.
She was ordinary. I didn't have anyone else.
I said the police officer that goes into Tom's room. So they're in Italy.
Yeah.
As is the whole movie. And the police officer, the detective guy, that's the shit one at the start, comes in. And then there's another random police officer that like follows him in.
Yeah.
Be like, no, I got to get in here too. And then proceeds to stand there and do nothing.
Or the police officer who, when they come for the second interview, is just like, oh, I got to be at the door, and just rushes to the doorway.
Yeah.
Is that the same guy?
I think so. The other one I said was the second investigator, who's probably not an extra, but when it was like, translate. He has
Lots of fiancés.
lots of fiancés. He goes, ho, 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 mamma mia. I was like, wahoo. And then when...
Can I just say that's my best impression?
That is very good. When gay guy is conducting...
Yeah.
And there's the singing
Oh, the boy soprano.
He's not good. He's not good.
I almost nominated him for best extra.
He's not good, Lee.
If it's his real voice, best. It's not, worst.
Okay. I think it's his real voice. Can we say the police officer?
Yeah, okay. Yep, the
Because
police
none of the other ones are actually extras.
No, that's true. So the Estelle Reiner, I'll have what she's having.
I reckon I know one of your...
Best extra.
Oh, but he's not an extra either. Did you say Mr. Bookman?
No. All the jazz musicians can actually play.
Yep.
Right?
I specifically...
I think I watched this not long after I watched Dreamgirls. So after seeing such terrible miming from the bands in Dreamgirls, I was like, fuck yes, he's an actual saxophonist. So I nominated them. But also, when they go to the jazz club in San Remo? No, Naples. And there's a woman over Matt's shoulder when they're singing the Papa Americano song.
Yeah.
She is giving 110% to a sing-along.
I love it.
And she's just like, fuck yes, this is my favourite song because I'm going to fuck one of those Americans.
Papa
Americano. It's not that song.
No. I said horns, specifically though, trumpet player. Because there's like a close-up of him's thing, and then it goes to the side, and he's like full actually doing it.
He's properly playing
because that's how you play the trumpet.
Yeah, exactly like that. I've got one in the other room. in the other studio.
Playing Flight of the Bumblebees.
One of my favourite bug spray ads is there's a sheet music and it says at the top Flight of
What
the
the
Bumblebee.
fuck?
It says
This is
at
random.
the top.
This just sounds like one of the most off-script moments.
At
We
the
don't
top,
even have a script.
It's a page of empty staves, right? And at the top it says Flight of the Bumblebee, and at the bottom are all the dots of music and a can of Mortine.
That's more smart, more safe, more teen.
More smart, more safe, Mortine. Or is it Raid? I don't know.
It's
It's a clever ad anyway.
Yeah, that is a very clever ad. The horns, trumpet player.
Okay,
let's
the
do
horns.
it.
Yep.
I did also say the opera singers, but meh. And then I said, you know, when Sylvana shows up dead after they pull that statue out of the water, and that old woman's just like, Sylvana. She was good,
She was good,
but
actually.
trumpet player.
Worst line.
I reckon
named
I know
after Halle Berry's line in X-Men. What happens to frogs when they get struck by lightning?
The same thing,
Same
that,
thing that
happens
happens
to
to
everything
everything
else.
You're so white.
You're so white. I knew you were going to say that.
It's just like, what? What?
You're so white. But not that, because he's American.
Yeah. Also, why do men always play at killing each other?
Don't like it.
Don't like it because it's the same as Kim Basinger saying, "Are you afraid to fly?" to Batman.
I also said, without the glasses, you're not even ugly.
With the glasses, he's not even ugly. He's Matt Damon.
He's Matt Damon, Jude Law.
Yeah.
Like, now get in the bath.
You're both hot. Just get in the bath.
Just get in the bath together.
Come on.
Fuck.
Marge isn't even there.
Fucking...
She won't even know. You've rooted every woman up and down the beach. May as well root a man.
This movie gave me blue balls. Fucking hell. I'm like a prune. He's British in my mind. That's why I keep going British.
Yeah, I get it.
So let's go with You're So White.
You're so white. It's just
and also because
unnecessary.
it's like the first thing he says to him.
It's the first line that Jude Law just about has in the whole movie.
Who are you?
Other than,
You're so white?
I'll come around for dinner.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't because he's fucking the shopkeeper.
Yeah.
You're so white.
Yeah.
Did I cry? No.
Good.
The Darth Vader, I'm your father, most iconic scene.
It's the bath scene.
It's not the bath scene.
It's the bath scene.
No, it's the beach.
The first time they
The
meet?
first time they meet, I reckon.
Or is it when he kills him? In the boat?
The only one I've seen on my Instagram reels is the beach.
The only one I've seen on my Instagram reels is the bath scene.
Or are you thinking the bathtub scene from Saltburn?
No, that's the most iconic scene in Saltburn.
Because that is what I said to Shane. I'm like, I have to watch this movie because I keep seeing this scene on TikTok and it's fucked up.
How many movies have culturally impacted in a candle form?
Yeah, true.
Saltburn, not this.
Yeah. How many movies have iconic bathtub scenes? Psycho's
Fatal
a shower,
Attraction.
even though she's standing in a bath.
Fatal Attraction.
Fatal Attraction.
13 Reasons Why. That's
13
a TV
Reasons
show.
Why. That's actually not shown anymore in some parts of Netflix.
God.
There's
Anyway,
one
I'm saying the bath scene.
I'm saying the beach scene.
I will go with the fucking beach then. But I will say I want to make one... There's several changes I'd made to this.
Well, hang on. Are there any more... I want to say one more thing about the similarity between Saltburn. After he kills him, he cuddles him in the boat. Like, that's the Ripley level below fucking his grave.
Okay, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just took it to the next level. Because that was my issue with it.
Yeah. In this movie, he strangles instead of has sex with the gay man.
Yep.
In Saltburn, he has sex with the gay man. No one has a period in this movie, though. That's the big difference.
It is a period movie.
That's true. 19... Interesting.
50-ish,
It was
60-ish.
It was written in 1955.
Yeah.
But Jude Law was in the class of 56 at Princeton. So the
then
movie making
must be
shifted a
60.
little bit later.
Around
Yeah.
60.
Yeah. Which is not a very jazz time.
Well, no.
Rock music was just starting to take over in America in 1960.
Did people even still listen to opera?
Well, the fancies did.
Fuck me. Like, how... He's got "I hate opera" tattooed on his chest.
Tattooed on his chest.
Aha, aha, aha. Nobody in the movie sounds like that, but in my mind they do.
What would you change? They'd all sound like that if it was set in where Saltburn is set.
If they would all sound like that if there actually was a Family Guy parody of it.
They would all sound like that if Dickie Greenleaf's dad was played by Richard E. Grant.
Or the dad from Gilmore Girls.
Okay. What would you change?
In the iconic scene, the lime green bathers that Matt Damon wears. They are hideous.
They're not great.
I would change them.
They don't fit him particularly well either.
No, I would also... I'm not sure about the ending. Maybe because I just wanted them to hook up. Because what is the other point of Matt Damon leading him along?
Well, I think he did want to hook up with him.
Yeah, and then he's like, I can't now kill you instead.
Surely root him first.
Yeah.
Like bloody Gone Girl.
Yeah. Yeah. Weird. Anyway.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'd get rid of Gwyneth.
Yeah, but that's just general. You're talking about Hollywood.
She is good, though. She's good.
She's good in this movie.
Yeah.
She didn't deserve an Oscar, but Gwyneth Paltrow is a good actress.
We should do things on our list. Shakespeare in Love.
Shakespeare in
We're
Love.
not going to do it, but it's on our list. I will do it eventually. We're not doing it next week, is what I mean.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's the awards done.
That's the awards done.
All right, our top 5 this week related to the talented Mr. Ripley review on To Drink Cinema. We are going to do top 5 movies with an awkward third wheel.
Okay. I've nominated the third wheel.
I've nominated the character.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to change this because looking at this list now, I'm like, I don't even like that movie.
A movie I don't like is number 2. Basing it on the iconicness and the epicness of the third wheelness.
Yes, I'm basing it on the iconicness, the bigness of the third wheel, and then movies number 5 because some of the others on the list of my research I hadn't seen.
Okay.
Can I say one that is in my honourable mention?
Yeah.
Right?
Both of my honourable mentions are animated.
When we were just talking about movies that... just made me think of one too. Yeah. When we were talking about movies that feature third wheels, this came up in my research before we decided to nominate the character. So in the Harry Potter series...
Oh, Harry Potter.
In the first 3 movies, it's Ron.
Or is it Hermione?
But that's it. At some point, all of them are a third wheel. And then Neville's a fourth wheel.
Yeah.
And Dean's the black one.
Yeah. And Crab's in prison.
So, yeah. They're like...
Yeah, I actually didn't think of that.
Ron's the third wheel in
bad.
the first 3 movies because we're meant to think Harry and Hermione are going to get together. But
it-
then in the
yeah.
from movie 4 onwards, Ron becomes a third wheel as he dates badly racially named Cho Chang.
But then also at the start, because it's a bit of a buddy...
It's a buddy comedy.
Ron and Harry. That then Hermione's just the nerdy friend.
Can't.
What is it? There got to be another way. You won't stop straight from getting us. No.
All right.
Okay, we won't do that again. Yo. Anyway, my number 5, if we're getting back on track.
Yes, please.
This is so rando. Sal Minio's character, Plato, from Rebel Without a Cause.
Okay. I don't know it.
Look, they're rebels without a cause.
Yeah.
And Natalie Wood and James Dean want to spend the night and hook up.
Yep.
And Sal Minio's some weird kid who's just always there.
It's like Frenchie in
That
Greece.
is a third wheel.
Is Frenchie in Greece a third wheel?
I don't know, because there's other wheels.
Or is Kaniki a third wheel?
No, Kaniki and
Rizzo hook up.
Rizzo are a thing.
Yeah.
I forgot her name. And then there's other wheels, though. You know what I mean?
Lots of wheels.
Yeah. It's like a bus. That's only 4 wheels.
Sometimes 6.
Okay, it's like
Sometimes
it's like a truck.
The coaches have 2, 2, 2, 2 at the back.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's true.
And then 2 at the front.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 2 at the front are the coach and the principal. They're hooking up.
Yeah.
The principal wants to, at least.
Yeah.
All right, my number 5 is a movie that I don't like, but on the rest of the list, it was the only one I'd seen. You, Me, and Dupree.
Oh, I didn't. No.
Owen Wilson plays Dupree and is crashing on this guy's couch. I can't even remember the other two people.
Sounds crap. My number.
You know what almost made my number 5?
Yeah.
But it wasn't a romantic third wheel.
Neither my honourable. Well, neither's play. No, it is. Yeah.
Mila Kunis in Ted.
Good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's in an honourable mention, but
Good.
it's not a romantic one, so I didn't put it in there.
My number 1 isn't romantic. Anyway, my number 4.
Neither's mine.
Somewhat random as well.
Yep.
Eponine in Les Mis.
Yes, I
They
saw
even
that in
sing
my
a- they even
research as
sing
well.
A trio.
I saw that in my research as well, but I didn't know it well enough
Okay.
to tick it off. My number 4, Edward Norton is somehow his own third wheel in Fight Club
Ah, yeah, okay.
because
Can you be a third wheel of a person that doesn't exist?
well,
Oh, in his mind.
he has sex with Marla, but in only one part of his mind, and his other part of mind just listens to Brad Pitt have sex with Marla.
Yeah.
So he's his own third wheel in Fight Club.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. My number 3 is Tom Ripley.
My number 3 is Tom Ripley.
Ooh. Okay. For reasons stated.
For reasons stated over the last hour.
My number 2
Yep.
is Jacob from Twilight.
I thought about that. Yeah.
Because it was love triangle, right?
I thought about that, but it's also not a better movie than The Talented Mr. Ripley.
No, I'm just rating on he's more iconic.
Okay.
Yeah, so it starts love triangle, then, they get married, they have a
Rivalry.
weird looking baby, she turns him into a vampire, whatever. Other way around.
He turns
Full moon,
Yeah.
eclipse, yada yada, breaking dawn. Blech.
full moon, rips the guts out as has the baby in the book, but in the movie it's just a birth.
And the baby they have is ugly.
Yep.
It's really bad CGI. Anyway,
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
I'll show you a
I
photo.
thought you meant actually it's an ugly baby.
Well, yeah.
Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson are good-looking people.
Yeah.
So a lot of
Taylor
facial
Lautner.
expressions between them. Taylor Lautner's better looking than Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, Team Jacob.
Yeah, I'm Team Jacob. He was much younger though.
Okay.
You know,
Thanks for making it sound creepy.
No. In the first movie, I think he was 17, and then
Oh, and then he got hot.
no, but then they were like, "Well, we're not going to put you in the second movie because in the second movie, Jacob is meant to be like older and like huge, muscly."
So he got huge muscles.
And so he was like, well, fuck you, I want to do this movie, and I've done the first one. So he just went away and put on like 30 pounds of muscle.
Yep.
And came back and was like, give me the fucking movie.
And then he dated Taylor Swift.
Then he almost married Taylor Swift, and now he's married another person named Taylor.
Awkward.
Awkward. Taylor Lautner, and she is Tay Lautner.
Fuck off. What's your number 2?
Donkey from Shrek.
That's an honourable mention for me.
Is your other honourable mention Buzz Lightyear?
No, it's
From Toy Story?
Olaf.
That's not a romantic one for me, but
Well, neither's Donkey.
yeah, I know. But when you said that's true, when you said animated third wheels, I thought there's a bit of like Buzz and Bo Peep
Yeah.
going on.
Or Woody and Bo Peep.
Woody and Bo Peep are actually almost a thing.
Oh, I get what you
And
mean. It's
Buzz
more of a
is
love
like-
triangle.
Chatting to Bo Peep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because he's a dick.
And
Okay.
then Dinosaur's also there.
Yeah.
My number 1,
Yep.
Cameron from Ferris Bueller's
My
Day
number
Off.
1, Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Also not romantic.
Not romantic, but God,
he's
is he just there?
There for the whole freaking movie.
Fuck, he's annoying. Ugh.
What about Doc Brown from Back to the Future 2?
No.
I'm trying. I'm going to try every week to get it in there.
What about... No.
Is Philip Seymour Hoffman a small enough role in this movie for that to be my obscure Philip Seymour Hoffman reference?
I think it's not forgettable. I don't want to say that.
You forget that he's in it.
Because the main 4 are the main 4.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, that's the top 5
Yeah.
movies with third wheel people in them. That's fair.
How
Yeah.
did we do, everyone? Did we forget? The most iconic third wheel is actually the Mr. Bean arch nemesis, the
the
van
Mr.
that has
Bean,
3 wheels.
The Mr. Bean car.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right. Let's look at what is coming up next, brother.
Alrighty, let me just
Will you do better with the clues than I did last week?
click a thing. Hopefully, I will.
By the way, while this is loading, join our Facebook group if you would like to nominate a film that you think is iconic that you would like us to review.
Fuck me.
Jurassic Park.
No.
Avatar.
No. I'm not saying fuck me because it's bad. Last week we did a musical that I really like.
Hairspray.
Yeah.
Yes! Lucky, I was going to watch it last week.
Oh. I
Wow.
couldn't have landed on Green Mile.
Great.
Oh, damn it.
Hairspray. All right. We got a 6 degrees from Gwyneth.
The cast is humongous, so
All right. What do
it
we got?
should be
What do we got?
relatively easy.
Zac Efron has done a lot of things. Has Matt Damon done anything with Robert De Niro?
Not that I can think of.
All right.
I reckon there's something really obvious. Somebody is listening, screaming, and going like, Michelle Pfeiffer and Gwyneth were in that movie together. I reckon there's something really obvious like that.
Yeah, there probably is. But this is the 3rd episode we're recording in a row, so my brain's a little bit fried.
Okay, Matt Damon.
All right, Matt
Ocean's
Damon,
11.
Jude Law, Uma Thurman,
Jude Law, Holiday. Where'd you get to Uma Thurman?
Gattaca,
Oh.
Jude Law, Uma
thought-
Thurman,
Yeah.
Uma Thurman, the butler, Alfred, to Michelle Pfeiffer. Done. Jude Law's
in Gattaca with Uma Thurman.
Uma Thurman,
who's in Batman and Robin with
Batman and
Alfred.
Robin with Alfred,
We've
who's
done
in
it again.
Batman.
Fucking Alfred's going to be our
Returns.
most mentioned person in these 6 degrees.
Batman Returns with Michelle Pfeiffer.
6 degrees of Alfred the Butler.
Billy Crystal did a movie with Robert De Niro.
That's correct.
Anger Management.
Yeah.
Billy Crystal also did a movie with Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Hamlet. As well as other things.
Yeah.
So then we can...
How'd you get that? Where'd you get Billy Crystal from?
Matt Damon, right? Matt Damon to Robin Williams, if we're excluding the butler, Alfred, because we've used him a lot. So Matt Damon to Robin Williams, Good Will Hunting. Robin Williams to Billy Crystal in Hamlet, to Robert De Niro, who was in Bad Grandpa with Zac Efron.
Or, how did you start that? Matt Damon
To
Robin Williams. Robin Williams in Hamlet with Kate Winslet,
Yeah.
who was in The Holiday with Jude Law.
Okay, even better. John Travolta and Leonardo DiCaprio? No.
John Travolta, Uma Thurman.
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
All right. Jude Law, Uma Thurman, John Travolta.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I keep forgetting what Jude Law and
Jude Law.
Uma Thurman were in together.
In Gattaca.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. That's really interesting that Gattaca and Jude Law and Ripley and Jude Law are both like fake being me.
Yeah, hey, lesser man.
And a
Fake being me.
A reasonably attractive blonde woman might find us out.
Reasonably attractive blonde.
Uma
Yep.
And Gwyneth.
But Matt Damon and Gwyneth didn't end up having Maya Hawke.
That's true. Matt Damon and Jude Law didn't have Maya Hawke either.
You know she's in the new Inside Out 2?
Oh, really?
She's the voice of anxiety. Because, you know, now the kid's a teenager or something. So there's all these new emotions.
Is horny in there?
No, it's like anxiety,
Become too much
embarrassment,
like Big Mouth.
fear. Yeah, she's not going to talk to her vagina like she does in Big Mouth.
Maya Hawke's not in Big Mouth. All right, let's watch Hairspray. Fuck, yes.
Do you want to just record it now? We probably don't need to watch it.
Yeah, all right. The
Worst extra, one of the twins.
the best extra is you could end up shooting bar mitzvah photos in a week. Or is it the cop that
Let's talk about it next
goes,
week.
this Hairspray battering ram was really heavy.
I think maybe let's discuss next week.
Yes, please. Thanks for listening to another episode of Two Drink Cinema. Like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Join the Facebook group if you want to nominate a movie or tell us a better 6 Degrees or a better top 5. Hairspray is what we're watching next week. Also, something's coming back soon. Should we talk about it or talk about it next week?
Let's talk about it next week.
Okay. Thanks, Brett.
Thanks, Lee. Cheers. Thanks for listening to Two Drink Cinema. We would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which this podcast was produced and pay our respects to elders past and present.
If you'd like to support the podcasts, either leave the tip or become a member for early access to these episodes by using the link in the show notes.
Join the Facebook group for more chat about the movies we review, and make sure you follow us on the socials to keep up to date.
Hit the subscribe button and leave us a review on your podcast app.
Happy viewing and drink responsibly.